today we embark on an unforgettable journey into the life and legacy of one of the greatest musicians of all time, Sir Elton John. Known as the Rocket Man, Elton John is not just a singer or pianist, but a cultural icon whose music has transcended generations. His career spans over 5 decades, marked by flamboyant performance, timeless hits, and personal resilience. He has sold more than 300 million records worldwide, placing him among the best selling artists in history. Today, we uncover the man behind the glittering glasses and unforgettable melodies. Elton John's influence on music. Elton John's influence on music is immeasurable. His songs have defined eras, comforted millions, and inspired countless artists. With his unique blend of rock, pop, and classical piano, he created sound entirely his own. From heartfelt ballads to high energy anthems, Elton has shown versatility and genius. In this episode, we explore how he rose to global stardom. Beyond the stage, Elton John has become a symbol of authenticity and courage. He lived through personal struggles, including battles with addiction, identity, and fame, yet emerged stronger and more determined. His openness about his life made his a voice for the LGBTQ plus community. Through his honesty, he showed that vulnerability is strength. Elton John's story is one of reinvention, resilience, and brilliance. Few musicians can claim to have influenced both popular music and culture as deeply as Elton. His collaborations with lyricist Bernie Taupin created some of the most iconic songs ever written. Together, they crafted classics that continue to resonate decades after their release. Their partnership is one of the greatest in music history. It remains a shining example of creativity and harmony. Today we will travel through Elton's childhood, his early rise, his struggles, his legendary songs, and his cultural impact. We will also touch on his philanthropic work, which has saved countless lives. Elton John's story is not only about music, it's about humanity. This is Music 101, and our subject is The Rocket Man. Elton John was born in Reginald Kenneth Dwight on March 25, 1947, in Pinner, Middlesex, England. His father, a military man, wanted him to pursue a traditional career, but young Reginald had other ideas. Drawn to piano at the early age, by the age of 4 he could play a simple tunes by ear. Music was his destiny from the very beginning. His childhood was not it's always easy. His parents' turbulent marriage left Elton craving attention and approval. He found solace at the piano, practicing endlessly and losing himself in melodies. The piano became both his escape and his voice. Through it, he expressed emotions he could not yet put into words. At the age of 11, Elton won a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music in London. He studied classical music and honed his technical skills. Yet even he learned Beethoven and Chopin, he was fascinated by rock and roll. He admired performers like Elvis Presley and Little Richard, who combined energy with showmanship. These influences would shape his future style. Elton's stepfather encouraged his musical passion more than his biological father. By his teenager or by his teenage years, Elton was performing at local pubs under the name Reggie. He quickly gained a reputation as a talented pianist who could play anything requested. His ability to mimic styles was outstanding. The stage soon became his second home. Despite shyness off stage, Elton was fearless when seated at the piano. His early performances revealed the energy that would later electrify stadiums. Even then, audiences sensed something special about him. He had a charisma that went beyond technical skill. Elton John was on the path of greatness. In the 1960s, Elton joined a band called Bluesology, playing playing backup for visiting America soul and R&B stars. This experience gave him valuable stage time and exposure to professional musicianship. Yet Alton wanted or Yet Elton wanted more than Blackadder's. And yet Elton wanted more than to back others. He longed to create he longed to create his own music. His ambition burned brightly, driving him to take risks. Fame, for however, was still just out of reach. Around this time, Elton adopted his stage name. He combined the names of two bandmates, saxophonist Elton Dean and vocalist Long John Baldry. Elton John was born, and with it, a new identity that would define his career. The name freed him to reinvent himself. Reginald Dwight faded, and Elton John emerged. The most pivotal moment for his career came in 1967. Alton answered an ad for songwriters and was paired with a lyricist named Bernie Taupin. From the beginning, their collaboration was magical. Bernie wrote lyrics and Alton set them to music and uncanny intuition. Their band became one of the music's most enduring partnerships. Early in their career, they faced rejection after rejection. Record companies did not know what to make of Elton's flamboyance and Bernie's poetic lyrics. But perseverance paid off. Their breakthrough came in 1970 with the release of Your Song. It became an instant classic and put Elton on the map. Your song captured something universal and its simplicity and sincerity. It showcased Elton's ability to pour emotions into every note. Suddenly, the world was paying attention. Elton John was no longer a hopeful, he was a star. And this was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey. After Your Song hit charts, Elton John became one of the most talked about new artists in the world. His self-titled album showcased his remarkable piano skills and emotional depth. Audiences were captivated by his voice, which could both tender and powerful. Critics hailed him as a rising star with staying power. Elton's era of superstardom had begun. The 1970s were Elton's golden years. He released a string of albums that become classics, including Madman, Across the Water, Honky, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Those records produced timeless hits: Tiny Dancer, Rocketman, and Benny and the Jets. Each song revealed his ability to combine pop sensibility with lyrical poetry. The world could not get enough of Elton John. His live performances in 1970s were legendary. Elton's flamboyant costumes, glittering suits, feather bows, and outrageous glasses has become as iconic as his music. He filled arenas with fans who came not just for songs, but for the spectacle. Behind the glitter, however, was a serious musician who demanded perfection. His concerts were both theatrical and musically flawless. In 1973, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road cemented his status as superstar. The double album produced multiple hits and showcased his versatility. From tender Candle in the Wind to the racking Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, it displayed his range. The album sold millions and remains one of the greatest achievements. Elton John was now a household name worldwide. By the mid 70s, Elton was selling out stadiums across continents. He became one of the first artists to truly dominate global pop culture. His music videos, television appearance expanded his reach. He was not just a singer, but a phenomenon. Elton John was redefining what it meant to be a rock star. Songs like Rocket Man become anthems of a generation. Its themes of isolation and exploration resonated deeply during the space age. Elton's soaring voice and Bernie Taupin's vivid lyrics created magic. Rocketman is still one of his signature songs, beloved across decades. It elevated him into the ranks of legendary songwriters. Another defining track was Tiny Dancer, with its heartfelt lyrics and sweeping piano, it became a symbol of intimacy and beauty. Although not initially huge hit, it grew into a fan favorite over the years. It, its appearance in the film Almost Famous gave it renewed life. Today, it stands among Elton's most beloved works. Elton John is also redefined stage performance. His costumes were not just for fun, they were expression of freedom. He challenged norms of masculinity and fashion, opening doors for artists to embrace flamboyance. Audiences adored his boldness. He turned concert into celebration of individuality. He turned concert into celebration of individuality. In addition to hits, Elton created ballads that move hearts worldwide. Candle in the Wind was originally written in 1973 as a tribute to Marilyn Monroe. The song's haunting melody and lyrics captured fragility and fame. Decades later, he recorded it on tribute to Princess Diana. It became the best selling single in history. By the late 1970s, Elton John was one of the biggest stars on the planet. His records topped charts, and his tours broke attendance records. He embodied the glamour and excess of the era, yet behind the glitter, challenges were brewing. Fame was both blessing and burden. With fame came pressures, and Elton struggled with addiction. Drugs and alcohol become dangerous escape from the stress of fame. He admitted through years of excess that early destroyed him. The struggles become part of his story. They showed that even superstars are not invincible. His personal life was also complicated. As a gay man in a less accepting era, Elton wrestled with identity and secrecy. He entered a short-lived marriage in 1980s trying to conform to societal expectations. But deep down he knew he was hiding his truth. It looked it took years for him to fully embrace who he was. Elton's addiction reached a breaking point in 1980s. He has spoken openly about days spent in cycles of substance abuse. He risked losing everything: his career, his health, and his relationships. But even in those dark times, his music endured. Fans never stopped believing in him. His openness about struggles later became a source of his strength. Elton did not hide his flaws, he shared them with the world. His honesty inspired others to face their own challenges. Recovery was not easy, but he fought for it. In time, he emerged stronger and more grounded. Elton's survival story became part of his legend. Many artists of his era did not live to tell theirs. His ability to recover made him a role model. He showed that redemption is possible, no matter how dark the road. Elton John turned pain into resilience. The 1990s brought a new chapter in Elton John's career. He embraced sobriety and began to rebuild his life. With a renewed focus, his performance regained their brilliance. He became more confident, both on stage and off. Alton was once again unstoppable. His work in the 90s included collaboration with the artists across genres. From George Michael to Eminem, he showed his versatility. His ability to stay relevant amazed critics. Elton John was not stuck in the past, he was reinventing himself. His creativity was as fresh as ever. In 1994, Elton composed music for Disney The Lion King. Songs like Circle of Life and Can You Feel the Love Tonight become instant classics. The sound the soundtrack won multiple awards, including an Oscar. It introduced Elton to a whole new generation of fans. His music became part of childhoods worldwide. Elton's tribute to Princess Diana in 1997 was another milestone. The recorded Candle in the Wind touched millions grieving her loss. It sold over 30 million copies, became the best-selling single ever. The performance of Diana's funeral was broadcast globally. It remains one of the most poignant moments of his career. Through reinvention, Elton proved his staying power. Decades into his career, he was still producing hits and shaping culture. His history was no longer just about survival, it was about triumph. Elton John has transformed setbacks into victories. His resilience defined his legacy. Elton John's influence extends beyond music. In 1992, he founded the Elton John AIDS Foundation. It became one of the leading charities in the fight against HIV/AIDS. His efforts raised millions of research, education, and treatment. He turned his fame into force for good. And at the time when HIV/AIDS carried stigma, Elton used his platform to bring compassion and visibility. He visit he visit he visited of he visited patients, advocated for awareness, and funded groundbreaking programs. His work saved lives and changed perceptions. He gave hope where there was fear. The foundation remains a cornerstone of his legacy. Elton also became a voice for LGBTQ rights or LGBTQ plus rights. He spoke openly about his journey and supported equality movements worldwide. His courage inspired others to live authentically by living proudly. He helped normalize LGBTQ plus visibility in mainstream culture. His activism is important of his music. In addition, Alton supported countless other causes, from disaster relief to education initiatives. He lent his name and resources. His generosity touched people across the globe. He understood the responsibility of fame. Elton John used his influence to create real change. Philanthropy cemented his reputation not just as a musician but as humanitarian. Awards and honors recognize his contributions, yet Alton never sought recognition. His goal was impact. The cause, yes, the causes he championed remain stronger because of him. Music may be his gift, but compassion his legacy. Even in the 2000 and 2010s, Elton John continued to captivate audiences. He released albums, toured the world, and collaborated with younger artists. His adaptability kept him relevant across generations. He never lost his ability to connect with listeners. Elton music remained timeless. His farewell Yellow Brick Road tour began in 2018. It was billed as his final global tour, celebrating his decades long career. Fans across continent flocked to see him one last time. The tour broke records as one of the highest grossing in history. It was fitting farewell to a remarkable journey. Elton also shared his life story in his autobiography, Me. The book revealed his struggles, triumphs, and personal growth. Readers gain insight into the man behind the legend. It was brutally honest yet deeply inspiring. His transparency once again endeared him to fans. In 2019, the film Rocketman brought history to the big screen. Actor Taron Egerton and portrayed Elton in a dazzling musical biopic. The film celebrated his creativity while acknowledging his struggles. It introduced his legacy to younger generations. Elton John's story became part of his cinema history. Despite retirement from touring, Elton remains active in music and philanthropy. His voice, though older, still carries the same passion. He continues to collaborate with artists and inspire new ones. Elton John has never truly left the stage. His influence will echo for generations. Elton John's career spanned more than half a century. He has sold over 300 million records, won Grammys, Oscars, and even Tony Award. Few artists have achieved such cross-disciplinary success. He is among the greatest entertainers in history. His legacy is unmatched. Beyond numbers, Elton's cultural impact is immeasurable or immeasurable. He changed how artists express themselves on stage. He broke barriers of style, identity, and expression. His boldness gave artists permission to be themselves. Elton John redefined what it means to be an icon. His partnership with Bernie Taupin remains one of the most successful in music. Together, they created a catalog of songs that feel eternal. Their friendships and creative synergy are legendary. They prove that collaboration can produce magic. This is a story of trust, talent, and timeless music. Elton John's influence goes beyond his music. He is a philanthropist, activist, and a role model. His life is a story of transformation from a shy boy at the piano to a global superstar. He turned challenges to triumphs and pain to purpose. His journey inspires all who hear it. I'm Daniel Lucas, and this has been Music 101. Today we celebrated the life, music, and legacy of Sir Elton John, the rocket man who took us all on a journey beyond imagination. His songs continue to echo in our hearts, reminding us the power of music to heal and uplift. Elton John is not just a star, he is a constellation. Until next time, keep listening, keep dreaming, and let music guide your way. More to come, people. See you soon.